So Michael Norman is injured once again, and I'm going to explain why he's injured and what he needs to do to never get injured again. So Michael Norman is suffering from the repeated bout effect from sprinting. Okay, so what does that mean? Michael Norman has done sprinting so much that he's adapted to it, and because of that, he forces his body to new intensities, higher output that his that other parts of his body can't keep up, and he gets injured. So what happens when you let me slow down. The repeated bout effect is when your body adapts to an activity and you get less and less adaptations to it. For example, let's say you go to the gym and you lift a 20-pound dumbbell. You're going to be sore and you're going to rest a few days and come back. And the next time you lift that same weight, it's going to be easier and you're going to be able to lift more weight or more reps. But Michael Norman is at an elite level where he's done so much sprinting that he's getting marginal return from it, and he's stressing his body more than what he's getting from. That's why he keeps getting injured. So in order to get rid of this repeated bout effect and stop getting injured, he needs to let his body rest, and most importantly, he needs to stop sprinting for a while. But not just stop sprinting, he needs to supplement or actually replace sprinting with different disciplines. In this case, Michael Norman needs to start doing yoga, he needs to do Pilates, he needs to do swimming, he needs to do biking, he needs to do construction. And here's why. He needs to do every possible activity that is not sprinting, an activity that will get his muscles sore and give him adaptations. And this is why. So let's first take a look at what Pilates is, because that's the most important adaptation he needs to achieve. So Pilates. Pilates can help strengthen the pelvic floor. Many Pilates exercises focus on core stability, alignment, and controlled movements which engage in strengthening the pelvic floor muscles. So that's the primary area that Michael Norman needs to strengthen. But the reason why he needs to do different disciplines is when you have a body like Michael Norman's, there's not many areas you can improve on. So you need to do everything in your power to make it advance, make it get stronger, make it get faster in different ways you never thought. And the only way to do that is to do disciplines that you haven't done in a long time. He needs to train like a gymnast, train his core like a gymnast. He needs to do Pilates and train his core like a Pilates person. He needs to work his back muscles like a rower, like a mountain climber. He needs to work his arms like a mountain climber. He needs to do everything that mimics different disciplines and get the adaptations from those disciplines. Because when you get those adaptations from those other disciplines, your body as a whole becomes stronger and more resilient. And all those all those adaptations that carry over to sprinting, they will carry over. That's what I mean. All those different adaptations you get from all the activities you've done through your whole life, they will carry over and help you perform whatever activity you're doing. Think about it like this. If you are a sprinter, right, and you have a clone of yourself that's never sprinted, but that clone did every possible laborious job in the world, every sport in the world that does not include sprinting, I bet you they will have a higher floor to perform sprinting than you, the pure sprinter. You know why? Because their whole body is complete. It's more complete than you. So they have stronger stabilizer muscles that will help their primary sprinting muscles adapt and execute performance. Here's an example. Let's look at a gymnast who's doing dips. So this gymnast right here, they're probably different guys, but the guy right here is most likely going to do more reps and more dips than the guy right here. You know why? Because if you do, back to my point, if you do a lot of different disciplines and create a super body, that is the same as creating a super hard dip bar. So when you try to perform your primary movement, in this case Michael Norman is sprinting, then you will be able to perform more reps with less energy and less injury risk. In this case, this guy is doing dips. That's his primary movement. And the dip bar is a comparison to all of his stabilizer muscles and everything he's ever worked for. This is a comparison to that. So he's able to do more dips. He's able to do more performance because He's has strong stabilization. That's what your other muscles provide. That's what I was trying to get at. If you create strong stabilizer muscles or strong muscles all over your body from other disciplines, it is the same as doing a certain movement on a stabilized platform. In this case, it's the dip bar. And let's look at the guy over here. He has rings. If you ever done ring dips, you're going to underperform your max reps compared to a fixed position over here because most of your energy is going to stabilizing and not getting yourself injured. But in Michael Norman's case, his pelvic floor, his pelvic region is trying to stabilize, is trying to compensate so hard because it's not strong enough. It's not like this. It's not like a fixed platform like the dips. It's weak like the Olympic rings. That's not the right word. It's not necessarily weak, but he's at this level. He's not. His other muscles are not like this. His muscles are providing this type of stability, the same stability from the Olympic rings. And that's why when he tries to put max effort, he gets injured. So the key to Michael Norman's injury problems is to create a human body that is adapted to every single form of exercise, Pilates, construction work, farming, swimming, rock climbing, mowing the lawn, digging a hole, walking up the mountain, running down the mountain, anything you can think of that will stress your body. Do all of that, especially ones that focus on your hips and core and your lower back, all of that, because that's where you're obviously weak. That's where you get your injuries. Do all the movements and disciplines you can that will give you adaptations that you've never felt before. And those adaptations will carry over to your sprinting. And when you sprint, you're going to feel like this guy that's on the hard, stable surface of a dip bar. Because that dip bar is just like it's symbolically representing your new muscles, your new adaptations. If you don't do it, you're going to be stuck in this phase where your current phase, your current form, your current hip muscles are like the Olympic rings. They're not giving you the stability and support you need to optimize your performance, and that is the reason you get injured, Michael Norman. So there's your answer.